Hello everyone, Yom Tov, and it's me, I'm back, and it's Monday, and it's the start of another week. So I'm now hoping that I'm using the video camera, right? And hopefully now by staring directly into the lens, I am looking straight at you guys. So wish me luck, and if my head sort of like starts to stray that way, sort of will you in your minds consciously push me back again, because I know that you can. I forgot to put my nail varnish on. My nail varnish today was supposed to be this colour. It's called Lola. I don't know who makes it, but I was supposed to put that on, and guess what? I completely forgot. So there I go. Okay, so what was I going to talk to you about today? Well, I've got a cigarette lit, so that's got to tell you something. And I'm not quite sure really where I want to start. Let me think now. I've been trying to think of a way that I can distract you all, give you something to think about, to get us through this particular hard, stressful time that all of us are having to deal with, right? Now, you see, the thing is, right, guys, doing this self-isolation, like not seeing anybody, not talking to anybody, like live, it took me an awful long time to come to terms with that. But you see, that's my life. My life is basically, out once a week if I'm lucky. It's either to see the doctor, it's either to see the lymphedema nurses, and then I combine it with grocery shopping, in which I sit in the car. The family go in and get the stuff. I just sit in the car and just watch the world go by, or read a book or something, you see. So this self-isolation thing and not leaving the house isn't affecting me anywhere near the way it's going to be affecting some of you. And I do remember it's been a few years now, but I do remember what it was like at first, not having the freedom to go anywhere, especially on my own. And it was almost like having cabin fever, being stuck in the house. Everyone was out, and I was the only one who couldn't go anywhere on our own. I couldn't get into my car on my own. I couldn't get out the car on my own. It was really, really hard going. And I just had to reinvent part of me to be able to cope with it. But I'm going to be brutally honest with you, the way I always am. The worst way it affected me was mentally and emotionally. Physically, I got very, very frustrated. The lack of ongoing mobility, or ongoing lack of mobility, that was a hard struggle. Considering that, at the time I was fighting against having morphine and Oromorph, and a lot of it I was trying to work my way through on either cocodamol, which is like paracetamol with codeine in it. I was trying to find my way through it just on those. And then I would have really bad spasms, or I would try and move and I would feel like the bones moving in my spine. And of course, with the discs all being flat, and you feel bones scraping and what have you, and then you're told you've got bone spurs growing on your vertebrae. And if I moved the wrong way and it hit the spinal cord, I was screaming. And then taking cocodamol and then having to wait for 15 to 20 minutes until it kicked in. So that's when I was prescribed the slow-release morphine with the Oromorph for breakthrough pain. And that was just to dull everything. So I found that I had to sort of reinvent part of me. And I realised that if I couldn't get up and do something, then I would have to sit and do something. So instead of all my walking around the garden and kneeling down and getting dirty, which is what I love to do, I got a table. I got plant pots, waist size, all waist size stuff, and got hubby to lift heavy things for me. And I did container gardening instead. And I think what I'm trying to tell you is, you know, we are, all of us, we're going to get through this COVID-19. We definitely are. I have no doubts. And I want you to trust my gut on this, because my gut never, ever lets me down. Never. And I know we're all going to get through this. Right? And this self-isolation thing is temporary. I mean, it's absolutely temporary. And the length of time they're saying that they're going to give us to self-isolate, I think, is based on worst case scenario. And my gut also tells me that I think that everybody will be back out on the streets sooner than you think. I honestly believe that. So, while we are, you know, sitting in the house, or if you've got a garden, walking around the privacy of your garden, you've got to think about those things that you've either put off doing, or if you've caught up with all those things, then it really is a case of entertain yourself. And that's what I do. I have to entertain myself. So what do I do to entertain myself? These days, it's I spend a lot of time looking for stories. I do go through, like, the news, you know, to find out if there's anything that I can really share with you. I do a lot of reading, awful lot of reading. I'm rereading an author that I started reading about 40 years ago, and she's called Nora Lofts. And she wrote many books. I mean, she's no longer with us, but she wrote many books, and I've started rereading all her books and realising why I loved her so much, because she's a wonderful storyteller. Once I've done with them, as I say, that's what I do, reading. I'll have my headphones on, I'll listen to music. I also spend an awful lot of time with my headphones on, watching YouTube videos. I watch an awful lot of stuff on the paranormal. But that's not necessarily for Friday nights. That is for my own personal enjoyment, because I just love the subject so much. It's just fantastic. I just love it. If I didn't get cramps in my hands, I'd be doing my cross stitch. I used to do an awful lot of cross stitch, and I absolutely loved it. I've got a lot of patterns that I've got there sat waiting for me to do. I'm just hoping that I can pick it up one day and not have so many hand cramps, so I can just carry on doing my cross stitch. Of course, I'm around my family, you know, practically all the time. Then I'm on the line talking to you guys. I talk to people who message me asking for help. I talk to friends online. And apart from that, there's housework to do. I still do the laundry and the ironing. There's painting to do. I'm still not in the mindset yet to start the big bathroom. And we're going to do the hallway. I forgot to tell you we're going to do the hallway in like a yellow mustardy gold. That's what the hallway's going to be. And the bathroom is going to be a really deep dark pink, fading up to a very pale pink on the ceiling. So I'm looking forward to doing that, but I'm just, you know when you've got to get in the mindset for doing something? Well, I'm waiting to get myself in the mindset to do that. I still like to cook on occasion, but I can't peel potatoes anymore because I get hand cramps, so I've got to ask for that to be done. I can slice to a fair extent, but again, when my hands cramp, I've got to ask for help with that. I don't cook as much as I used to, but I still can. Hubby likes to do the majority of the cooking. The kids cook between them. They can rustle up a meal. But every now and again, I'll say I want to make something like, you know, a soup or a stew or bolognese or, you know, something like that. Well, that's basically, you know, what I do with myself. And of course, I'm putting out 3 videos a week, you know, because I am absolutely determined not to let you guys down. I didn't manage the live stream yesterday. Well, not yesterday, it was supposed to be Saturday. But I had really bad back cramps during the night, Friday night, and once I'd taken the quinine and the Oromorph, I was knocked out for hours. So I was no good to anybody. So that's one of the first things I want to say to you is, you know, if you're stuck in the house and you're thinking, what can I do? And if you want to do something daft, why don't you sing and dance in your living room? You know, find a music channel or your radio or something like that. And there'll be songs that come on, or you can find YouTube videos that have got songs from the 80s and from the 90s. I mean, going all the way back to the 50s. You could sing your hearts out. You could dance. You know, dance like nobody's looking. You know? I wish I could dance. I really do. I miss dancing so much. So, why don't some of you dance for me? I mean, it's just suggestions. You know? Keep a journal while this self-isolation thing's going on. Write down your thoughts. Write down things that you've seen. Write down things that annoy you, that make you laugh. You know? There's just so much. You could start a hobby. Like I say, you could catch up on all the old movies. I've been watching old what's her name? Betty Davis. Yes, Kat, thank you. I've been watching all Betty Davis movies. I mean, yesterday I was watching Now Voyager. That's a tearjerker. Love that one. Love that one. So, on top of trying to cheer you up, oh, I do have something that will cheer you up. Elle, in her goodness and kindness, has made my new intro and outro for the true crime series that I'm going to be doing for you. So on Wednesday, you're going to be having your very first true crime story from me. Now, because I don't know how to edit or put up pictures or things like that, I'm going to just read to you what happened. Okay? If you want to see the pictures of the people involved, then all I can say is, well, Google them. I'll give you the names and the story, and then you could Google them and see the people, the faces of the people involved. But I'm going to read to you what happens. So much you're looking forward to that. So you've got me rabbiting away on a Monday. You've got alternate Wednesdays with true crime and then folk tales. And then you've got your spooky sessions on a Friday. You know, I wish I could do something for you every day. Honestly, I do. I really wish I could. But sometimes it's difficult, you know. But anyway, wanted to tell you why I have my cigarette ready. Harry and Meghan. Oh, God. Am I annoyed? Am I annoyed? Excuse me. Okay, so you'll all remember why Harry and Meghan left the royal family, don't you? Because they wanted a more peaceful life, yes? And they wanted to be away from the paparazzi, and they wanted to be away from the likes of the British media, who were attacking them and, attacking their mental health and all that sort of thing, right? Okay, so off they go to... Oh no, it was before they went to Canada. Harry was filmed, and let's just call it what it is, pimping out his wife to the head of Disney, while Meghan admits, yes, we're here because we're pitching for a job, so she could do voiceovers, right? Well, she's got a job doing a voiceover for a story of Jojo the elephant and his mother going on a trip to see Jojo's grandmother, another elephant. Okay. Fantastic. But anyway, they embarked to Canada, as we know, and they rented out this $14 million villa. And you never saw them, apart from the staged photos of Meghan smiling into a camera while she walked her dogs and held the baby. And then, of course, tried to sue the guy taking photographs because it was invading our privacy. Yeah, right, okay, we'll believe you, Meghan. No. So, what happens? Now, keep in mind, right, that they left the royal family to leave a much more peaceful life, right? Where are they now? They are in LA, right, to be beside her mother. But apparently they fled Canada before the borders were closed, and they're settling in LA because apparently they hadn't been seen round their residence or any of their security for a few days. So they'd obviously gone earlier than was reported. Apparently they've been in LA since the 21st of March. And what makes me, I don't know whether it's angry, whether I'm pissed off with the lies that's been peddled, or what, I'm not quite sure. But I've never been to LA, I've never been to America, so I wouldn't know. But from what I've been told, and from what I've heard from other YouTubers, LA is well, let's put it this way. If Harry thought the British media was bad, and Meghan as well, Meghan claimed, oh, I don't know what paparazzi is. Oh, the British media will eat you alive. At least the British media, we have in place here that if you are told to leave people alone, they will leave you alone. Because it goes to the Press Complaints Commission, right? So there are measures that can be put in place to leave royals and celebs alone, okay? And that's the truth. So if they thought the British media was bad, they've gone to LA where the paparazzi will eat them alive. They've gone to Tinseltown. She wants to be in Hollywood. She wants to be with Ellen DeGeneres. She wants to be with Oprah. She wants to be with all these people who can give her a Hollywood career. So please tell me, how can they have a peaceful life in LA where wherever they go, they'll hear the snap of a camera, which apparently, according to Harry, always jets him straight back to his mother dying. So if every click of the camera when he was in the UK gave him nightmares about his mother, how the hell is he going to be able to sleep when he's in LA? You see, it does, I feel extremely foolish. I was annoyed at him for leaving the royals. I thought it was a dereliction of his duty, because he is a prince, and the duty of the royal family is to serve the British people. He reneged on his duty to the British people. He decided to give us the royal middle finger and bugger off and leave us. Now, I'm not saying it was all Meghan, but I think she was the catalyst to getting him to leave. He'd said before that he didn't want to be part of it, but he didn't have anybody strong enough to back him up. Now he's got Meghan, and she won't shut up for anybody. And I'll also tell you this. If you want to know the true, real reason why Meghan got on the wrong side of the Queen. Now, the Queen is not a nasty person. The Queen is not a vicious person. It's not in her. But she does have a cold side to her. And when you annoy her, you know it. Apparently her eyes go very, very blue. And she's got this stare. And that's when you know you're in trouble. But I'll tell you when the rot set in with Meghan and the Queen. Now, keeping in mind, the Queen had invited Meghan many times for afternoon tea to get to know her. Meghan was afforded so many courtesies that Catherine was never afforded in the 8 years that she was dating William. There was an awful lot that the Queen didn't give to Catherine that she gave over to Meghan because she wanted to make sure Harry was happy. The Queen took Meghan on her first solo sort of charity walkabout after she married Harry, right? Now, the Queen's dresser is a lady called Angela Kelly. And she's the one who informs the rest of the royal family more or less what the Queen's wearing and what kind of attire it is and what kind of affair it is, so that the royal family know how to dress accordingly to the situation. And of course the position and the occasion that the various clothes account for. So it could be tiaras, it could be hats, it could be white tie, black tie, and it could be full military honours, whatever. Well, on the day that the Queen was going by the royal train, taking Meghan with her to do her first charity affair, Angela Kelly sent an email to Meghan saying the Queen will be wearing a hat. Now, when that's sent out, and it's sent out through all the ladies in the royal family, that means if the Queen is wearing a hat, you are required to wear a hat. Okay? If you remember and you go back, you'll notice that Meghan wasn't wearing a hat. She had her hair free flowing. She was wearing a cream kind of dress with a kind of sort of cape affair part of the dress. And what Meghan did was she sent an email back to Angela Kelly saying Meghan doesn't wear hats. Meghan likes to have her hair free. And the Queen didn't take too kindly to that. But she didn't enforce it. She let Meghan have her way. But if you notice after that, it was insisted that Meghan wear a hat. I think somebody had a quiet word with her and said, that is not what you do. That is not the way you behave. When the Queen sends a directive like that, you're expected to obey it. Because after all, not only is she your grandmother-in-law, she is your Queen. And it's a courtesy. And Meghan couldn't even pay our Queen on that first appointment, that engagement. She couldn't even afford our Queen a courtesy of, yes, ma'am, and ask her particular dresser, can you find me a hat that will go with this outfit? So that's the kind of person Meghan is. And I didn't find that out until yesterday. And I've been stewing on that because it's the first time that she's disregarded the Queen. So that did annoy me. But no, it seems that the British people have been lied to. We've been deceived. For the pair of them to go on and on about their mental health, and now they're in a place, and if she wants to be around all the Hollywood types all the time, which isn't a world that Harry is familiar with, he's going to be out of his comfort zone. But Meghan will force him to be in there, because that is her, where she's sort of dabbled her feet for ages. She's comfortable among people like that. He's not. But he's going to have to fake it. So, me personally, as a Brit, I don't like being lied to. I don't like this subterfuge of we're leaving the royal family because they want a more peaceful life. And, oh, look at us now. We are being hobbing-nobbing with sorry, I'll get my words right. You know, I never, ever get my words out the right way. We are now going to be hobnobbing with celebrities and appearing on the Ellen DeGeneres show and Oprah and possibly writing tell-all books and doing things with elephants and God knows what. Please tell me, someone, how is that leading a peaceful life in LA? You know, I do predict this, and I'm not psychic, but I do predict that Harry is going to be a lot more homesick sooner than he realises. And I think this thing with LA, if it doesn't work out for Meghan, especially now she's not, and I mean, like I keep saying to people, they have not been stripped of their HRHs. If they are not going to be working members of the royal family, then they really shouldn't use it. Right? They really shouldn't. So they promised that they wouldn't. So now she's not a working royal, and now she's not really using her HRH, and they can't use Sussex Royal. if she doesn't get the breaks in Hollywood that she was hoping for, I would love to be a fly on the wall in their living room, because I've got a feeling she's going to blame Harry for it. She'll blame the royal family, she'll blame the Queen, she'll blame his father, she'll blame everybody and anybody. And I'll tell you something else I saw today that really, really annoyed me. On Twitter, William and Catherine have been trying to do a little bit, thinking about the mental health of folk in the NHS during this particular crisis. And people are saying, oh, it's great William and Catherine talking about looking after mental health, but you weren't there for your brother Harry when he was having problems with his mental health. Excuse me? Harry didn't want to talk to them. The minute that William said, hang on a minute, you've only known her a short time, shouldn't you really think about this? Because Princess Diana had said to them, if you find a woman that you want to marry, take your time and get to know them. Really get to know them before you marry them. And William took her advice to heart. I don't think Harry did. I don't think he did. I mean, I know from bitter experience, I met my ex-husband 1 October and was married to him the following October. And it was only after we got married that we realised there was not as much in common as we thought we had. And that led on to 20 years of some ups, but an awful lot of downs. So, what does it say? Marry in haste, repent at leisure. It could very well be that. So, anyway, my friends. Sorry, I don't know whether... Was it saying constant coughing? No, I haven't got that. Just got a bit of a dicky throat, that's all. Talking too much makes my throat dry. I just don't like being lied to. I mean, I've been sitting for ages, second guessing myself and thinking, have I been too harsh on them? Maybe being in Canada was good for them. And, you know, maybe they do need this break, going for long walks and attuning with nature and bringing Archie up in Canada. It'll be a good place for them. Canada's a beautiful country, you know. And yet, it turns out that they couldn't afford to stay in Canada because they realised how much it would cost for the security. So they fled to LA. Well, I've no idea how much it's going to cost them in America because Meghan doesn't like Trump. So, could my American friends please tell me how that's going to work out? Because the British taxpayer do not want to pay for their security. I need to make that very, very clear. Well, I know I'm sort of speaking for everybody. I would reckon it's about a 60-40 split, probably even a 70-30 split, where we don't want to pay for their security, right? Let's just go with that. Say 70% of the British people do not want to pay for their security. Okay? So, with the tide of public feeling against them, who's going to pay for their security? Is President Trump going to come up with it? To pay for security for two spoiled people who are multimillionaires in their own rights? Okay? I mean, those two, if they never spent another penny, they've got enough to live on till they die. I mean, I know they've got a lavish lifestyle. I couldn't even begin to dream of having a lifestyle like that. And I know a majority of you couldn't either. Probably all of you couldn't imagine it. They don't know what being poor is. But if she hates Trump, then she's either going to refuse any help. If she accepts any help from him, it just shows you what a 50-faced cow she really is. I'm disgusted with the pair of them. And I'm going to honestly tell you, I reckon about 70% of the British people don't want her back in the UK. I think they've realised that all our smiles were fake ones, that all our caring for the British people was artificial. I think we forgot that she was an actress, and we thought she'd left that behind and actually wanted to be a member of the royal family, an HRH, and do really good things through our charity work, because she could have reached an awful lot of people. I'll tell you what, I do have a good one for you before I'll let you go. Do you want to know one of the things that was really making Harry angry? And this came out apparently in the 4-hour chat that he had with the Queen, that time when he went to lunch and tea with her. He wanted himself and Meghan to be pushed to the front ahead of William and Catherine. His argument was they were the ones with star power. They were the stars of the royal family, so they should be pushed ahead of William and Catherine. And when the Queen said no, your brother is going to be king one day. You are not. His wife is going to be queen. Your wife is not. Your job is to support your brother. Harry didn't like it, and he left angry. And our last words to him were, you are loved in this family. You will always be loved. You have always been loved. And you will always be welcome back. But Harry was angry. He honestly believed his own legend. And I honestly think now that Meghan will have pumped his head full of that crap. Because it was well known he was the most popular member of the royal family. And he did seem really approachable. I mean, the stuff he did with the Invictus Games and all that sort of thing. And I think it was a case of, oh, Harry, you can do this and you can do that. And you know how much you're loved, so she'll give you anything. You know, you push her and you'll get it. To his bewilderment that Granny wasn't going to be the pushover that he thought she was. So, on that happy note, my friends, I've no idea how long I've been talking to you. I've completely lost track of time. And I've actually only got my ring light on at the moment. I don't have any other lights around me. And it's, oh my goodness me, it's 7:10 in the evening. And it's going a bit dull. So thank goodness for the ring light. You see, I'm looking off into the thing again. Pull myself back. And you had to do it at some point. Thank goodness for my ring light. That's all I can say. Anyway, I hope I've been able to I feel as if I've just been chatting to you again round the table. You know, I have this image in my head of, you know, because I know what some of you look like on Twitter, you see, or in the Facebook group. And I can imagine you all just milling around me and having mugs of coffee or cups of tea and helping yourself to a chocolate biscuit and piece of cake. And then we're all sitting, and if some of you smoke, that's great. And then the others of you are saying, oh, I'm going to have to stand beside a window because Heather and our friends are smoking again. You know, but that's just me. But it's been lovely chatting to you today, and I will see you again on Wednesday with your first true crime, and I am really looking forward to it. I really, really am. I've made a list of some stories. I just don't know which one to choose yet. I mean, there are some I really feel a pull to do. And I really do feel pulled to do Chris Watts. But I don't want to start with him. I will get to him. Could be in a fortnight's time, I don't know. But I don't want to start off the first one as Chris Watts. Because I've read up an awful lot about it. But having to read it out loud, that's a different thing for me. I've not really read up that much. Everything that I know has been via video. So I've not really read anything. This time it's going to be different. So I just hope you bear with me. Have your hankies ready, because I'll probably cry. Anyway, I love you all. And it's been really nice chatting to you today. No matter what you're doing, I hope you're okay. Remember what I keep drumming into your heads. You know, stay safe. Do what your health services ask of you to do. If they ask you to stay at home, stay at home. Go out for food shopping. Go for a run, but don't go beside anybody. When you come back in, wash your hands, go and have a shower. You know, hot drinks, hot snacks, hot soups, hot stews. You know, please, please just look after yourselves. Just stay safe. Okay? If I'm doing it, you can do it too. We can do all this together. That's why I'm going to make a concerted effort to be online with you guys as much as I possibly can through this crisis. Because I want to, I mean, we've all worked together very, very hard to build up the haven. I want to be more of a presence so that we can all get through this together as a family community. That's what I've wanted to build up over this past year. And you know what? We've done it. I mean, I still welcome more and more people, because it means that the message gets around. You are never alone. You're never alone. You know? Remember that you're loved, that you're wanted, that you're needed, that you're precious. Remember that I care about you, and your fellow Haveners care about you. They care about each other. I want to see you reaching out to each other, even to people you've never spoken to before. Just, you know what would do all of you the power of good? The ones that comment, reach out to other ones and tell them you're not alone. I'm giving you the hand of friendship. That would be a wonderful thing if you could do that. It's just to get us through this crisis. Because some people are going to be feeling very alone, very isolated. And I think they're going to be feeling depressed or low in spirits. We need to work together so that we can get through this. Okay, guys? Now, I love you very much. And I hope that you can feel it in my words. I do. I genuinely love you. And I want you to stay safe. I know there are lots of other YouTubers out there who tell their subscribers that they love them. And I'm not saying that they don't mean it. But some say it is just like, God bless you. It's like part of like the verbal routine. I couldn't say it to you in the beginning because it would have been wrong. I didn't feel that great connection that we have now. So that's why I can say to you, I do love you. I want you to look into my eyes as I'm saying it to you. I do love you. I do care about you. I worry about your welfare. And you are not alone. I'm here and the Haven is here. And there are other Haveners here that you can talk to. You can go to the Facebook group. I'll put the link in the description box. You need never feel alone again. There's always someone to talk to in the Facebook group. They are lovely in there. They're all Haveners. It's a private group. It's closed. You can be safe in there. And there are so many Haveners in there just waiting for someone to say, I need to talk to someone, or can I join in with a chat? Anything you want to say. And they'll be right there welcoming you in. So, with all that being said, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Wish me luck with your first true crime video, because I'm going to need it. And don't do what I wouldn't do, which doesn't leave a great deal because I've done a lot. And I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, my darlings. Bye-bye for now.